Today, this episode is very special to me because the last meeting of the week is a passion project. But what I really do, what pays the bills and gives meaning to my life is what I do, let's say, on the daytime from 8 to 8, which is working for Lodes and trying to develop Lodes brand and the products in Asia Pacific. So when you came for several commercial obligations to Hong Kong for the first time in a long time, I said it's the perfect opportunity to bring you here.
Thank you.
Just to give a little bit of, for those of you who don't know Lodes, and you should feel a little bit ashamed of yourselves, I consider that Lodes is one of the few remaining gems, if there are any other, in the lighting industry, in the Italian decorative lighting industry, because it is one of the most powerful companies in terms of volume, but still the brand hasn't caught up with the reality. People, unfortunately, in places that are far from Italy, from Europe, from the US, they still remember the old names and they don't recognize the new blood. And talking to you is especially relevant also because I think the third coming of the company, let's say the recent 10 years, are very much linked to your person, to Massimiliano Tosetto. The company was founded by your grandfather Angelo Tosetto in 1950, but since you came, a lot of things have happened. Normally in marketing, we go for short messages and we don't get to go deeper into who the person is behind the name. So I think for the people who watch this podcast, it would be super interesting to get to know a little bit your whys and your hows and your motivation. So welcome, Massi. Is this your first podcast?
Yes, actually.
But because now you're becoming a super media person.
Yes, super media. A lot of interview. My podcast is the first.
But you know that podcast is actually easier than interview.
I will tell you then.
No, it's easy. It's easy because in podcasts you can, let's say, after a while you realize it's a conversation. When you're doing an interview, it's like you're like dodging shots. Someone is shooting questions at you, and you are pressured to answer everything in just one paragraph. Here we can expand and we can talk about this, that, and wherever is in the middle. Massi, before. I want to structure this conversation in three parts: past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Past meaning, say, I have a big question for you. Let's start from the beginning. Why did you, at 19, correct me if I'm wrong, instead of going backpacking around the world, taking a year off, doing whatever, let's say, every lazy adolescent decides, you say, okay, I want to start working for my family company. Why do you make that decision?
Was not straight like that. I mean, I always been involved in the company, involved in terms of warehousing, tooling, machinery, when I was in high school, because sometimes during vacation or sometimes where my score at school was not great, as penalty, my mother and my father was sending me to the company. You know? When I finished my high school, I went to the university in Venice for 1 month or so. Was not my thing.
It was not your passion.
Was not my passion.
What were you going to study?
Marketing and finance. Marketing and finance.
And you realized in 1 month that it was not for you?
No, 1 month. I say 1.5 months, something like that. Was not my passion. I've never been a typical student. I don't know even how to begin, to be honest. It's important for sure for some application of the life, but myself as a person, I always believe that the experience is priceless and nobody can teach you the experience. No, when somebody says, "Who doesn't know how to do teach," I think is quite correct. Sometimes in certain application. So my performance at university was not so that great. So my mother and my father didn't want me to go straight to work, even if it was my idea to go straight to work. And thanks to my aunt, I have to say, Tiziana, which pushed me a little bit, also because one step back, my family is very Italian, very heritage Italian, so nobody was speaking English, I was not speaking English, and so on. So to do what I would like to do, English was a must. Already my English is not perfect, but at least we can have a conversation.
No, English is good. You just have accent from Venice. That's it.
And so I
Put
went.
it a little bit closer to you, so
Yeah.
we fight the
Sorry.
workers. No, perfect.
I decided to go to US
Okay.
for English class. First time solo trip
Yes.
to US. My English was zero. So hello, how are you? Let's see. So I arrived to Miami at that time. I arrived to this English college. I stayed there, I think 6 months, something like that.
Okay.
It was a really great time.
Again, another question. Why did you not stay in Miami?
This is a good question because I had a great fun in Miami, not only because of Miami, of the location, because be an Italian, you know, when you are Italian, you grow up thinking, a lot of my friends still believe so. You are Italian, you don't need anything else. You go around, fashion is Italian, food is Italian, everything is Italian. So why I need to try something different when I have already the best, no? And meeting already people coming from all over the world, no? Because it was an English school, so there was no American, of course, or English speaking people. There was people from Turkey, from Italy, from France, from Spain, from Japan a lot, Korea a lot. So I had the first chance to challenge myself with very deep, different culture and way of living. So when my time was finished, the main idea was going back to Italy and back again to the US, but maybe for the college, and which I regret a little bit. I think the life, not for the knowledge, but the student life in US is something that I suggested to everybody. So, in terms of
No, it's like a vacation in your life. It's like a 4-year vacation.
Yeah, it's a kind of my a very unique experience.
I blame myself for the same, because I had the possibility to get scholarships when I finished the high school there, and I chose to go to Spain because I was very nationalistic. So I said, no, I want to grow up Spanish. So, and then hindsight, I say I was very stupid because I would have had a lot of fun in one college, you know, from 18 to 22. Who cares about those years?
But it's super right. I always say to everybody, you do the gym in your own country. If it's Italy or Spain, even better. My France is okay, Germany is okay, and then you go to the championship.
Yes, to the US.
To the US, yes. It's a great fun. But anyhow, I came back, and then when I came back was 2003, if I'm not wrong, was I don't remember if it was 2000. Yeah, 2003 was year of Light Building.
Yeah.
Light Building is a lighting fair in Frankfurt that is 1 year there is Light Building, 1 year there is Euroluce in Milan, so our biennial fair.
Mm-hmm.
And since I was there, my father said, come to Frankfurt, you have a look, how is the fair, how is the... Oh, no, Light Building maybe 2004. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember. So I went to Light Building, and during Light Building, I was not working, just looking the other people what they were doing. And there was an export manager that you know well, is Giorgio Massalini. Giorgio working...
Hello, Giorgio.
Hello, Giorgio. Giorgio worked in the company before, and then he had other experience. He came back after. So Giorgio told me, I have to go to Australia for business. You want to join? Okay, let's go to Australia. So we left Frankfurt Fair, that Frankfurt, Singapore, the longest flight of my life. I remember I was killing myself. I arrived in Singapore, for a cigarette and a beer, to be honest. I was struggling. And then to Sydney. When I reached Sydney, of course, Giorgio is not the perfect man for organization.
We still love you, Giorgio. We still love you, Giorgio.
We didn't have the hotel because we arrived so early morning. The check-in was at like 4 p.m.
Yes.
But we were having another fair in Sydney at that time, was Designex, something like that in Sydney. So luckily, our customer at the time, a good friend, Ron, came to pick us up, and we stay out basically in the city. We had a shower. We went back to the fair straight without sleeping. It was very young, so feasible but hard. After the fair, we moved from where this client had his operation, was in Gold Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And we drove from Sydney to Gold Coast. It was amazing
That's
drive.
a very nice drive.
Yeah,
Yes.
all around Australia was very nice. And we went to, I don't remember exactly, I think it was Broadbeach.
Yep.
Our client at the time had a flagship store of Lodes. The first, actually, in the history. It was not Lodes at the time, it was Studio Italia Design, but still, there was a store over there with two fantastic persons, Ron and Leanne. And when I was there, say, you can stay if you want. You help us a little bit. Why not? So I stayed some months in Australia. I attended even again English classes over there. I had great time in north of Australia. When I came back, actually, Giorgio resigned.
No way.
Giorgio resigned for other experience. So since I had this relation with these people, I started to do the back office in the company. Some back office, and then with the years I became area manager, export manager. Of course, the size of the company was not the size of today. And then 2009 actually, what do you call horrible here?
Yes. Financial crisis.
Not only for the financial crisis, because we always I consider the furniture lighting company as a niche of the market. No, so the financial, yes, can affect, but not, in my opinion, not that much. I mean, if you need a nice light for your home or for your restaurant, you don't care about the financial crisis. We are not selling stock option, or we don't selling.
Yes.
We are not in a stock market, so it's more the feeling of the people that maybe they save more money during the crisis on the newspaper, more than what the reality does to the people itself. I lost myself. Yes. The company had a big drop down. Why? In part, you're right, the financial crisis, because it was Lehman Brothers, what we know already very well. Partially because Studio Italia Design at that time was a product-oriented company.
Mm-hmm.
Because very focused on the product, or the highest quality of the product, the hidden quality that the people are not considering without listening the market very much. A classic Italian small artisan company. I say like that. On 2012, my father didn't say anything actually. Allow me to move, because I moved forward, not because somebody charged me to do so. There was nobody was doing it.
You step up.
I step up. I introduced the idea of the company to my father, Andrea. My father said, if you believe so, let's go ahead. And then start the change. Started actually on 2003. Took me several years to put all the things in place in terms of things to do, in terms of people, because the company are made by people. So it's important to have the good people, people that comes to work not for you, but with you, because they are sharing the final result with you. How to reach it It's a discussion. But they share the vision of the business long term. In order to do so, step by step, I put Studio Italia Design in the right street to go ahead. The first big renovation to the market was 2015 with the spin-off of Studio Italia Design Lighting Makers.
Yep. That's when the Kelly came out, no?
Yeah, exactly. When the Kelly came out, Kelly, Skyfall, Rain, Nostalgia came out 2015. Many products, but the revolution, more than evolution of the company, is first of all believe in what you do, because the majority of the company, small size company, speaking where as Studio Italia Design was in the past, they are not so sure what they do. They think this is nice as a meaning, but they are not sure 100%. So in order to manufacture it, they do in an artisan way. Artisan way lend to a very expensive price. So the target is only if you love really this cup.
Yes.
If it's 500 euro, you will buy.
Yep.
Okay. Otherwise, you don't see the value of 500 euro on a cup. So the way of thinking the product, the pillars to think at the market. So the pillars are mastery. That I mean, you need to
know very well.
No, to know how to manufacture a product. You need to understand. You need to have the know-how to manufacturing a nice lighting product. So the mastery is given. You need to have it. Secondly is relation with the people, relation with the clients.
Do you think, let me stop you right there, because I think this is very important. If there is one thing that characterizes you, is that, let's say, you spend a lot of time on the field. And you are, let's say, listening to people, talking to clients, talking to other salespeople, and so on. I imagine, I always understand, and I always explain to others that this is part of why you are so sure then about the products that you launch. When do you have this intuition that saying, okay, we need to listen very well to the market to be able to not to follow our inspiration that we think that this cup is super nice. I think this is a very good example, but to actually give the market whatever they need. How do you, let's say, when do you have that first inspiration?
This is a very good question, because even Studio Italia Design will listen to the market. But Studio Italia Design will listen the market in a literal way.
Yes.
I need a downlights. I do a downlights. But when the needs of the market is literal, it's already too late.
Yep.
You know what I mean? What I like, why I am a lot on the field, is because when you talk with the people, you don't need to be literal when you listen to the people. You need, when you speak with the people, to understand how will be the market tomorrow.
To interpret
it, exactly. So you need to provide products, idea, and systems that the people, they don't need now, they will need tomorrow. You need to anticipate a little bit what is the needs of the people, because when it coming from lighting for sure is a nice object, and the majority of the people, especially for retail use homes, they evaluate the aesthetic of the product. This is one step, but there is much more behind. This is much more behind in terms of lighting. Lighting sometimes is undervalued from even our clients, our buyers.
You mean the lighting effect?
The lighting effect. The quality of the light.
Yes.
The light is not the same, even if they look the same.
Yes.
One manufacturer to another manufacturer, there is a sea of this in terms of quality of living.
Yes.
This is very important that people, as much as they inform when they need to change the phone, if they spend 15 minutes in Google, they will understand which are the pillars where they have to look like the CRI color render index.
Yes.
Which nobody looks at when he is going to retail, which is the colors. It is not. I don't mean the light. The color of the light is the reflection that the light makes on a surface.
Yes.
That give you the perception of the colors. For example, when in the early morning,
Yeah.
I always do the example. You open the socks.
They say
Hey, you don't see the difference between a black socks and blue socks. It means your quality of the light in that moment is so low, and the color that are next to each other, you cannot see the difference.
Yes. And this would you find out later on the street when you realize you have the wrong socks?
Even worse, one for each.
No, it is true. Look, in Lodes, we do put a lot of emphasis in this part of quality of light of our product, and it's, let's say, on a double spread page at the beginning of the catalog. Do you think that people get that message that we are not only producers of beautiful objects but also give quality of light?
I think they are actually they are more and more. It will be the only things. No, Lodes is speaking in general about lighting and furniture. Our message is very intermediate. I mean, if I decide something, I tell to the manager tell to our clients. Our clients will tell to the salespeople will tell to the final buyer. So the message is a little bit stretch up. So even in terms of marketing, we don't want to talk only with the consumer because we are not a consumer brand. That somebody wake up in the morning and think about Lodes. But sometimes we need to balance the message to the consumer, because when the consumer get close to Lodes because there is a suggestion or they are simply looking for a brand or a product, they can find easy the information to understand, to have a big picture of the world of the lighting.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, that is this is something that I hadn't thought of it in this way. I always explain to our clients that we are very good marketeers, in a sense that we are market driving company. We listen to the market, we reply to what the market beholds, or to what the market needs. But you're telling me, yeah, but the secret is not in listening to the market, it's in reading between the lines of what the market is going to say
exactly
1 year from now. So that's a little bit the mastery. It's not only mastery in manufacturing products, it's mastery in being very good listeners. But you need to have, excuse me if I'm a little bit, let's say, very graphic, we need to have a big pair of balls to also bet money on that interpretation. Because when we go to market, we go to market with things in stock. We have everything ready to go. How are those when you launch a product? How does your sleep level changes until you are waiting for the result to come?
Allora, honestly, the process of launching a new product is very, very long. So it's not we decide today, we launch tomorrow. So already the new products we are going to launch in January are in the belly of the company, some from 1 year, some for 2 years, in order to be developed in a correct way. So I have to say, sometimes I lose a little bit the pay because I see the product every day for 2 years. At the moment of the launch already, I don't want to see it anymore. Yes. But why your client should believe your product is good if you are not the first one who believes? And when you believe a product, you need to show it to the client, and not just with a nice marketing presentation, with facts, with service. Because product is one thing. Then you need to have service. You need to have understanding, solving problem, installation problem, or installation solution. Because what I like of Lodes, our philosophy is not buy a Lodes product. Your house would be better because we did it. We are Italian. We are the best. No, this is not the attitude. The attitude is I create product that is not just beautiful looking, are flexible. So with my products, you create your own environment. your house, your cozy space, not mine. Yes, a little bit of water.
Sorry. This is very. We should actually do beer because it's actually Friday after work, but we'll do the beer after that.
Then is bravo, exactly.
We'll do the beer after this. By the way, while Massimiliano takes a sip of the water, I just want to say thank you to Borja from Los Ibéricos and Estrella Galicia. We'll be drinking a few of these after the podcast. Best beer, hands down, in the world. They are from very close to my hometown. Yeah. It's let's say David. He made a suggestion to get beer sponsor, and we had someone else. And then I went home and said, "What if we can get Estrella Galicia?" So I reached out to the distributor, and they were very happy to send us a lot of products. So they're super cool.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that is one of the revolutionary parts of Lodes catalog. When I explain to people, and normally depends on the nationality, but when we are in Hong Kong with a studio and they have very little time, they're very impatient. I try to deliver one message, which is, why is Lodes revolutionary? What is the story of the growth? Which is, we give you the tools to make something, let's say, with your DNA. You are the one who decides. We don't know how your design problem looks like, but we can give you tools so we adapt and we modulate to every direction. And I think a lot of companies have tried to copy this philosophy a little bit, but they haven't been able to do it. Why do you think is that?
Because you cannot copy. You cannot copy you can copy a product, but you cannot copy an idea. Because, as I said before, at the moment you get closer to what we do, we are already far. So, and even is well known to the clientele, no? See, also, since because we try to manufacture with an idea of pricing. You know how many projects we cancel and product we cancel in the early stage because the design way of this product was too expensive, and the people now, they are not willing. They are willing to spend money, but for the value they understand.
Yes.
It's little and little now the people are throwing the money away.
Has there been a change in let's say in the luxury consumer behavior? I spoke about this with Valerio. Hello, Valerio. And regarding furniture companies, how companies that are, let's say, premium but not luxury, so you buy good stuff, it's still expensive, or let's say with a price that is not small, but you don't, let's say, have to get a mortgage on the house to the renovation.
No, exactly right. Because the majority of the people, they want quality product.
Yes.
In terms of lasting, they like the design, they like the flexibility, and they are happy to pay for a nice product, for a nice sofa or nice lighting. But they are not keen to overpay.
Yes.
Because maybe the people are keen to overpay and beg. I try to answer my question, why? Because, there was a scandal not so long time ago, no? When they found in Italy Dior bags that were costing €30, production cost only for 1,500. So there is a value of the brand, but I can understand it's something that you show the brand give a value more than the product itself in this case. But for home, it's not like this. You don't buy a sofa just because it's nice. It has to be comfortable.
Yes.
It also has to be comfort for you because you are the user, not comfort for me. So at the same attitude I try to keep on light. Use my product to create your ambience, your situation, your cozy space with our options.
Yes.
And this is a way to stay next to our client, to help them to create a better environment for their daily life. And also, you know how many times speaking with people they change the lamp, because the sofa, at least you go to a retail store, you try.
Yep.
You have the feeling, if it's comfortable or not. the lamp is very hard to see the lighting effect in a lighting showroom because it's so big, so many lamps, the ceiling height is not the same, the color are not the same, what you find at home, and this and that. So when they literally install the product in their home, many good feel, oh, we install your product, it's fantastic. My living room changed completely because not only for the design, of course, but even for the light.
Yes.
All our lights has been studied to do a particular effect. So, yeah,
It is true. I mean, one of the things that my sales pitches that I go when I go around is, if you put, excuse my French, shitty lighting in a $10 million home, it's gonna look like crap.
exactly.
But if you put in a modest home very good lighting, it's going to be a very special space.
Absolutely.
No, it's interesting. Can I share with you one criticism? I don't think we as Lodes explained enough, put enough emphasis in what you just said, about giving people individual solutions with a product that has a reasonable price. Because this message, we need to be very, I mean, I make it as part of my daily work, but again, I think we need to do it more because it's super revolutionary. At the end of the day, no one thinks like this. Italian companies or let's say design companies in general, they think they have the dogma. It's like, I create something,
Exactly.
it's so good, you should thank me for producing it, by the way, and and you should place it in your home how I say it. It's like buying a Ferrari, but Ferrari, they have a reason. When you do a sofa, many is like, are you really? In your case, you say, no, hold on. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna give you expertise in
Exactly.
manufacturing, in solving technological problems, in being up to date with all of the new technologies. But you're going to make the decision that is right for you. This is like the democratization, and I don't like this word, but it is true, of design with all the quality of an Italian company. So I think we need to give it a more push. Massi, now we multiplied in 10 years the revenue of the company with a multiple of 5x, and the trend appears to be that we're going to continue growing. Your responsibilities have changed probably a lot.
Yeah.
You have to, let's say, steal time from one area to dedicate it to other area. Which is the part that you enjoy the most now in 2024?
Laura, the part I enjoy most is still travel because I coming from this background before I was traveling as much as you.
Yes.
Is the best part because you can stay with the client and closer to the market. Nowadays, I shouldn't travel as much because when I travel now that I am in Hong Kong, when I come back, I have for 1 week I have a disaster to do because of course the operation of the company
it's more complex.
It's more complex. There is a lot of people and you need to listen to the people. But when I go aboard, I listen, I speak with the people, I speak with other clients, I look around what's happening. Is in that moment that the idea comes. Because if you sit in the office in Italy thinking that you know the needs of the world, is the first mistake. And even if everybody like you and your colleagues, they are bringing back feedback from the market to the company, is not the same to have the direct feedback from
100%
from the market. So it's very important to keep traveling with difficulties because now I'm traveling. My travel period is always shorter and shorter and shorter, 3 days, 4 days maximum. But yeah, I enjoy.
What, let's say, I have a couple of questions regarding the operations of the company nowadays from your point of view. Now, I mean, there has been a very virtuous evolution of the company when it comes to collaborations with big names in design. Like now we are in a process, I see it like this. Better designers, they call even better designers, and it's a very, very upward cycle. Now, how, let's say, I imagine that these conversations, briefings with big names take long time. How do you keep the company agile and fast while having to do or have, let's say, these relationships in parallel?
Another good question. I do even a step back because when we were speaking before, our Lodes has been changed, no? And that said before was to design 2020's Lodes.
Mhm.
Why the rebranding? The rebranding has been made to show and put the new value of the company
Mhm.
for the future. No? So all the value that we talk is on the brand.
Mhm.
Lodes is a name without a meaning, and we choose Lodes without a meaning because our value and our work from these 4 years past will bring value to the brand.
Yes.
So this is the most important thing. So I never seek for designer and big name of designer because to do a very good product, a very good collection, has to be always a foreign jobs.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't what we call Mamma Santissima of the design, which are famous.
Ah, okay.
Well, Mamma Santissima,
Yes. The Holy Mary,
the
the
Holy
Holy
Mary of
Mary.
design. They are famous for several reasons. No?
Hmm.
I can give you 1 million of example of designers that are very famous for one particular product or one particular project, and then no more, no?
Yep.
So we are not seeking for names, we are seeking for good project. For sure, a good design experienced designer can accept challenge.
Mhm.
So we don't accept from big names what they have, what they think. Has to be always something together.
Mhm.
With a very good briefing from our side, briefing that they understand and they take the challenge to do it. And like we did, for example, for Snohetta Studios. Snohetta Studios is a very good example because Snohetta, that is a very big design firm in Norway with more than 400 architects that develop fantastic projects all over the world. They have an office even here in Hong Kong.
Very close, actually.
When I had the first call with the design team of Snohetta, I said, listen, I have a challenge for you guys. What is the challenge? We need to redesign the glass globe in 2022. They look at me, what? No. How many globes there are in the market? No, along with Noeta, with a very hard job of details, because the difference, what makes the difference in Italian dress, in Italian, is the small details that altogether create a nice appeal of the product. And we redesigned the glass globe.
Mhm.
Because, for example, in that particular case, we blow random shapes. We select size and shape different slightly different one to each other.
Mhm.
And with our research, we made the glass boat total. So there's no metal frame or metal structure there to hang the glass.
Yes.
So when you look at the product, it's all light up.
Yes.
So these small different details makes in a simple product, like a glass globe, a
Mhm.
fantastic product. And how many glass globe there is in the market? Millions.
Look. I always present this collection, which I like a lot because I chose it for my house, and I chose it for this office here. We have in symmetry table lamp and pendant as the first real archetype of the white globe since the 98 global from Morrison, which was an amazing collection, but of course it's outdated because it's 26 years old.
Of course.
So we are happy for them, but let's say, sorry, we are at a different level.
Yeah, so you need to take some risk to redesign an archetype. It's not easy. You need to believe strong in what are you doing. It's very good. I think as a partner, Noeta was perfect to take this challenge. So it's not only about the known of the design, it's more what the good designer can do together with the company in order to create something that is not existing. So can make a redesign archetypo, do something that doesn't exist in the market. You need to have a artistic mentality. I don't have artistic mentality. Of course, I cannot design anything. I can, but I have the sensibility to understand if you are going in the right direction or bad direction together.
Yes.
With the help of our internal people like Marco. We talk with the
Hello,
designer.
Marco.
Ciao,
Sorry,
Marco.
I'm saying hello to everybody. 'Cause this is
we stay with the designer together and we develop the project together in order to be as successful in terms of design, in terms of aesthetics, in terms of lighting output, in terms of pricing. We try to combine all these points to achieve to a very good product.
Do you think that it also depends a little bit on the personality of the designer? Like, is it let's say, are there because I have the feeling that with the Snohetta there is a very good personality match. I see how their attitude when they come to the showroom, they present the new products, and I feel okay. There is a very good understanding on the product. I see that there is a good understanding from a personal point of view. Do you think this is something important, or it doesn't matter?
It is important because the people, as I say, we are people, the company are people, so the people need to get along well together. But at the same time, this is the job of Marco, for example, that is very good at. Together, we identified which designer are more suitable for a specific product. Because if you are a very decorative person, I cannot give you a downlight.
Sure.
Because it's not in your blood. So even the decision of the designer, understanding the attitude of the designer, what the designer is expecting, is important, because the world is full of product.
Yes.
But nowadays is lack of idea. So we have to seeking idea, and together with the designer, we talk about idea. Idea lends to a design, and design lends to prototype. Prototype will lend to a product. So the process is long. You need to keep long if you want to have success, because you can review and modify and several times the same product in order to have the goal you want.
Today, this is 2024, end of 2024. We're about to enter the 75th year of the company,
Yep.
which is a big milestone.
Yeah.
What can we tell the people that they don't know about what we're going to do? I know some stuff. I'm sure I don't know everything, but...
what we are going to do this year in terms of...
It was an open question. Or we can just tell them that they really need to be in Euroluce Milano April 2025.
They should.
I tell you that this year, January, we're going to, I think I can say, we're going to come right off the bat with a lot of things in January.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of amazing new approaches to product also in April.
Yep, exactly.
And then I stop talking because I get fired. Massi, now there is one thing that I wanted to ask you, and we haven't spoken about this because I think last time we met in person, this was happening. Now I think we are the number 3 Italian company in decorative lighting.
I'm not sure.
We're somewhere there, but nevertheless, we are definitely one of the important names. And now on decorative, yes. Now let's say you are you have obligations that take time from your everyday in the office in terms of politics, industry, relationships, and so on. Do you enjoy more this new part of your life, or do you still enjoy being in the headquarters and managing everything in close distance?
I prefer to stay in the office, to be honest, because you need. But the office, actually, my personal productivity in the office is zero. I mean, it's more meetings, sharing idea with the people, with the office, the idea of how to implement the operation part, how to implement the logistics, how to implement the financial part, because anyway, we are a company who that grow very fast.
Mm-hmm.
When you grow very fast, sometimes you don't realize that you are growing so fast at the same time. So it takes a little bit of time to put in place some procedure that help everybody working.
Mm-hmm.
No, because when you are a small company, you have horizontal people, no? People that are capable to do several things.
Yep.
When the company is growing, you need more vertical persons. And sometimes you need to make the people that you already have, they need to make this jump
Mm-hmm.
to be more vertical. Vertical, I mean, focus in one activity, two activities, and do those activities in a perfect way.
It's interesting. It's a look. I think you've done something very difficult, but I think the most difficult part probably is the near future. How to make this jump, and I'm sure you will. I always when I analyze companies, and I try to see the factors of future success. I think there are two main ingredients. There are many more, but there are two main ingredients. Number one, that the ownership is involved in the business. They have a skin in the game. It's not a 100% managerial company, because then managers at the end of the day, they care until they don't care, because of course people care. They look after their own interest, and you tick the box. And then there is also a moment I think of age. I think there is a right spot in around 40, which is how old you are, in defining how the company is going to do, because I'm sure you are a very, very, very energetic person. You're going to be like this for the next 15 years or 20 years.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why I know that Lodes is going to be one of the key names in the future. I tell my clients, I tell you in the face, and I tell whoever is out there trying to figure out what we're talking about. How do you see not only Lodes but the lighting industry evolving? What should people do to be successful in the future in your point of view?
But lighting industry now is suffering a little bit of oldness.
Yeah.
Oldness, not only in terms of product, in terms of idea, lack of idea. Because anyway, I see a lot of establishment. As you said, in the year where not only lighting but many companies, design is not fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fashion. Once you build the brand, you have an artistic director. In that moment, when a big company hire an artistic director, from now on, the collection that the brand will deliver is an idea from one specific art director. No? So when the art director leaves or goes, a new one comes and change everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is how the fashion on the big brand. And now sometimes the big brand are so established in terms of brand name, then the market is not caring anymore what is the designer behind. Because, for example, if I ask you which is the designer of Chanel, you don't know.
Zero.
It's still Chanel, no?
I know that they put in Gucci a new young guy, but I don't even remember his name.
Yeah, Gucci is...
and I like what he's doing, to be honest.
I'm not follow Gucci since a while. I remember the age of Frida Giannini, the Michele... I forgot.
I'm not going to be able to help you with this one.
And they change completely. For the design is different. Nowadays, those bank is buying design company. What I feel, what I understand, they sit on the heritage of the company, because, as you said, the manager, which are important. The manager are fundamental. The owner cannot do anything. You need, as I said before, people are important. All the people in Lodes are equally important for me. It doesn't matter the role they do. They need to drive the company on the idea. Okay, but the manager, the CEO that is coming from fruits and vegetables, big multinational company that sit in a design company, he doesn't have the idea, which is the goal of the company. He can have, for sure, have a very clear mentality in terms of number, in terms of revenue he would like to have, profit and loss, costification of the company, I'm sure.
Yes.
It's done great. But in terms of spirit of the company, you can feel it's no longer there. Because they are trying to reinterpret the wish of somebody else.
I see. So let's say trying to work on the idea. This is the message I take. Trying to work on the idea and be able to, let's say, deliver that idea.
In my position, I need to work on idea. I need to work in a goal.
Yes.
And a goal and explain why this goal. And I like the people to understand this goal.
Okay.
Is the way that is at the end for you the driving way why you're working for Lodes.
Mm-hmm.
Because you share the goal.
Yep.
How to do the goal? We
talk together.
We talk to them. I leave to the manager.
Yes.
As you said, you have the people that work in Lodes, they have freedom, as long as is to achieve the goal. So the manager has to follow and study how to reach the goal, but the goal has to be is the vision of the company.
It has to be very well defined.
Yeah.
No. I think it's. I agree with you. I have one last question before asking for let's say your opinion on this podcast. In this environment of aggregation of brands, now I read yesterday that Lifestyle Group is gonna buy B&B Italia or Floss or something. I am sure that you had people. I don't know, but I am sure that you have had people knocking on your door every week or every day, trying to buy Lodes. Why don't you sell and go on a yacht to the Caribbean?
Because it's not for sale. Idea is not for sale. It's also because, as you said, we are the most energetic company in the market. We have the freedom to do whatever we want to do. We have room to grow. And 2025 is gonna be a good year to put some new ideas that are in the belly since 2 to 3 years. Some.
Yes.
So coming back to your question before, January 25, April 25, September 25 are three moments.
You said.
Are 3 moments where we are going to introduce to the market new ideas that is not limited to products, and so we have still a lot of things to give.
No, next year is going to be exciting. For everyone watching there, I'm not trying to sell. Let's say my work shift finished. So I'm like being directly from the heart. I know some of this, the part of the pipeline that is coming in 2025, which is not all of the pipeline because there is more coming in 2026. Equally as exciting, but this is going to be a big leap forward. And as let's say the responsible for the development of this market, I'm very excited because we have things that are super spot on. This is going to be published on a Friday, so I like to wish everyone a happy weekend.
Happy weekend. Enjoy Halloween weekend. Actually, enjoy
Halloween. Probably we publish it a little bit later.
Okay.
But in any case, it's going to be towards the end of the year. We should start all, let's say, trying to arrive to the final conclusions and preparing for 2025. Massi, now let's go back to the beginning of the conversation. Is this more difficult than an interview or no? It's easy.
No, it's easy.
It's easy.
No, it's fantastic.
I know, I promise you. I always come through.
You are very good host as well, because I know you very, very well. It seems I don't know you good. Fantastic.
No. Thank you very much. I look, again, it's been very informative because I know that you usually don't have the time to talk about these things. How do you got here? What is your motivation? And especially why you're still here, because you have all of the incentives. You have a beautiful life, a beautiful situation back in Venice, and the fact that you are in Hong Kong today, tomorrow somewhere else, the day after in another place, just working for the company means that you do it because you like it, and that the result is the only way to get a good result. Thank you very much, Massi.
Thank you
for coming, people. Everyone, be happy. Thank you, David. You are the best. And nothing. See you next Friday.
And also, I would like you, if you do a podcast for more people involved, for open discussion, we would like to be involved if you're talking about e-cigarette or cars.
So whenever, okay, fair enough. Whenever Hong Kong government decides to lift the ban on e-cigarettes, we need to have a philosophical discussion on this.
And also on cars.
On cars.
Yeah.
But I need to prepare for that because I know nothing of cars. So we can do next time cars. We can do next time fish, because you are an expert in fish.
Yeah.
So no. You are welcome to do it every year. Next season, your seat is reserved.
Okay.
Be happy, everyone. Ciao.
Grazie, ciao.